For 110 years, Shackleton's Endurance sat at the bottom of the Weddell Sea. It was said to be the strongest polar ship of its time, but it wasn't. And Shackleton knew it. That's obvious from his letters and also what he did.
Professor Jukka Tuhkuri was a scientist aboard the 2022 mission that found the wreck of the Endurance, reportedly the strongest polar ship of its time. Ernest Shackleton's quest to traverse the South Pole made him a hero, even if it failed when the ship was crushed, sinking beneath the ice in 1915.
The narrative has been 110 years that Endurance was lost because the ice tore off the rudder. Shackleton himself wrote that rudder was the Achilles heel of the ship. But I started finding these clues that maybe this legend is not totally true. Before going to the Weddell Sea, Shackleton wrote to his wife that this ship, Endurance, is not as strong as my earlier ship, Nimrod, and I would change Endurance to Nimrod any day. But then he also wrote that there's nothing to be worried about, and there I disagree with Shackleton.
Tuhkuri, a mechanical engineer and world-leading expert on ice compression, studied the crew's diaries, Shackleton's letters and original blueprints of the ship to work out why it really sank.
The ship was designed as a tourist ship to the ice edge. Then Shackleton bought it and took it into the middle of heavy pack ice. It ended up into the wrong place.
Shackleton was no fool when it came to ice and ships. He'd even advised another explorer to strengthen his ship with diagonal beams to better survive compressive ice. Yet he knew his own ship didn't have the same reinforcement.
Endurance lacked lateral or horizontal support against compression. The deck beams were not strong enough, they were not enough of the deck beams. So the ship was crushed by compressive ice. They saw the ship deforming, the decks were kind of buckling upwards, and final reason for the sinking was that the keel was ripped off. Keel is the backbone of a ship, and the carpenter wrote that ice took off the keel and the ship is split into two halves. So they saw when it went down. Shackleton said, "Now it's going, boys."
So where did the myth of Endurance's strength come from? It's thought perhaps from the UK's Times newspaper. A 1914 article said it was designed for severe ice conditions. Now, over a century later, Tuhkuri's research has led the Times to officially correct the record. So should we still idolise Shackleton?
Polar exploration then, it was a very risky endeavor. Fatality rate was high, so everybody knew that there were huge risks. And then also it was Shackleton's style that he went forward. And then he did the best thing he could at that time with the money and the time available. The story then became great because everybody got back home. Shackleton saved all his men from this rather demanding situation. That's the way I read it, and he's still my hero.
Polar exploration might be safer today, but understanding ice is more important than ever. Aalto University in Finland has the largest facility in the world in which ice and waves can be studied together at scale.
At this moment with global warming, the ice is changing, and it may be that even the ice conditions get more complicated for ships, because when it gets thinner and when it gets weaker, maybe it's moving more. And there are a number of questions that we do not have answers yet, and that is what we study here at the Aalto University.